What if I told you there's a 3,000-year-old breath pattern that can unlock your mind like a cheat code? Not metaphorically, literally. For centuries, elite warriors, monks, and mystics have used this to enter what we now call the God mode state, a place where your mind sharpens, fear vanishes, and time bends. Now here's the wild part. You've already done this breath pattern, unconsciously, at the most intense moments of your life. But you've never used it on purpose, until now. And no, this isn't some inhale for 4 seconds, exhale for 8 while thinking about your cat kind of breathing. This is deeper, way deeper, like unlock the door to your primal self deep. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to break down how this ancient pattern works, why it was almost lost to time, and how to use it to enter the same mental states elite performers spend decades chasing. But stay with me until the end, because I'll show you how this breathing technique might be tied to ancient rituals used during what some called portal openings. Yeah, I said it, portals. Let's dive in. Let's rewind 3,000 years, to the shadowy temples of ancient India, Tibet, even early Egypt. In sacred texts like the Vedas and the Tao Te Ching, there's reference to a breath called Kumbhaka, the state between inhale and exhale, the space between. Sounds simple, but this pause, when mastered, was believed to be a moment when the body no longer needed the physical world for a few seconds, and instead tapped into something far beyond. Later, I'll explain exactly what happens in your brain and nervous system when you enter this state. It's not what you think. Think about it. Ancient warriors weren't on TikTok looking up how to stay focused. They had one shot to get into the zone, or die. So yeah, their methods were serious. They learned to use their breath not just to calm down, but to awaken raw awareness, to step into battle with no hesitation, no fear, just pure presence. But here's where it gets crazy. In recent years, neuroscientists began studying this ancient breath practice, and they found something shocking. When you hold your breath, specifically in the Kumbhaka pattern, your brain shifts gears, theta waves surge. The default mode network, that annoying voice in your head, goes silent. Your body floods with adrenaline and nitric oxide, focus spikes, reaction time sharpens, and you unlock what's now called transient hypofrontality. What's that? Basically, your brain shuts off the part that overthinks and lets your instincts take over. It's like turning off Microsoft Excel and booting up Assassin's Creed. And here's where it ties in perfectly. Elite athletes call it the zone, Navy SEALs call it the flow, Himalayan monks call it stillness. But it all begins with this ancient breath pause. Now you're probably wondering, how do I actually do this breath pattern? Here's the 4-part sequence that activates the Kumbhaka protocol. Inhale deeply through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 16 seconds. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds. Hold again at the bottom for 8 seconds. That's 1 round. Repeat for 5 to 7 minutes. But don't underestimate it. After just 2 rounds, your skin may tingle, your mind might feel like a tunnel. That's the God mode state loading. If you start feeling panicked, stop. This breath pattern isn't a party trick. It's a neurological reset button. Not everyone is ready for that. But in the next part, I'll reveal how this technique connects to secret rituals. Some even claim they were used during ancient cosmic alignments to open what we now call portals. So why did ancient mystics emphasize breath retention during eclipses, equinoxes, or full moons? Some believe the space between breaths was like a window, where your energy body momentarily left the physical plane. During cosmic alignments, they'd use the Kumbhaka breath to sync with the energy grid of the earth, to receive visions, downloads. Some even claimed contact. Now, before you call this conspiracy, ask yourself, why did NASA start studying the effects of breath control on astronauts? Why do billionaires take 30-minute ice baths while doing specific breathing techniques before launching companies? It's not woo-woo anymore. It's weaponized mindfulness. Here's the truth. Every day you go without accessing this state, you're stuck in default mode, reacting, stressing, scrolling, while a few others, who know how to breathe right, are rewiring their nervous systems for greatness. So the question is, this 3,000-year-old breath pattern isn't trendy. It's timeless. But the window to tap into it is now, because once you feel it, truly feel what it's like to operate without doubt, without hesitation, you'll never go back. You'll start making decisions faster. You'll feel more grounded in conversations. Your mind, quiet, powerful, locked in. And when the world gets chaotic, and it will, you'll breathe and access the state others call God mode. But here's the part we didn't cover. There's a reason this breath pattern appears in ancient prophecy texts, linked to a phenomenon known as the veil thinning. In fact, I made a video that explains what's really happening and why you're suddenly seeing repeating numbers, strange synchronicities, and unexplainable gut feelings. It's called, "This Isn't a Coincidence, It's a Portal Opening." Watch this before everything changes. Tap the screen now before you forget. This isn't just a breath pattern anymore. It's a doorway.